Good morning. This is the morning motivation. How are you beautiful people today? That's good to watch this on the recordings, that's catching this on the replays. Everybody that has on here is live streaming right now. These faces that you see are entrepreneurs from across the world that's come here today to show their love and their respect to all the brothers and sisters who are across the world who are wanting to shift their thought processes, their mind thoughts, their words that they're giving to their self, and create a new person from the inside out. Now, do you have to do it all in a day? No, but there's many things and areas in life that we can work on to make us better. I'm not saying you have to change your life totally and completely around, but there are things that we can work on. There are things that we can make a little bit better. Our communication back to other people, our love that we give to people, our relationship sides, our financial sides, our community side, our networking side, whatever. All of that, can help you. And then once you apply these things that we talk about and you put it into the career path that you're in or the goal that you're trying to set for yourself, you will see a whole different light that comes from you. And it's going to be like, where'd that come from? Wow, that felt good. I have a new energy within me. I didn't understand this before. Because we have people within here right now that has been working with us for probably 6 or 8 months now, Julio. Yes. So about 6 or 8 months, he's been working with us and coming in here, staying dedicated. But he has actually started following about 2 years ago and started working on things that we're talking about, the financial side. He had to get things in order for things that he wanted to accomplish. So he had to start working on that. What did he do? He stayed diligent to it and he accomplished it. So that catapulted for the next phase that he had because he had a bigger picture of what he wanted to do once he got the financial straight. So now he was able to move himself into the entrepreneur world now. And it was like, all right, I'm in the entrepreneur world. And now he's working his business and he's working the career side that he's in. He didn't leave his career, but he's making that online organization every day get stronger with a better foundation by staying dedicated every day, just like we all did. When we all started at the same spot at the very beginning. There is not a millionaire I have ever met that didn't start at the beginning. He wanted to know every step of the process of what had to happen and who was going to come in with him and what they needed to do as well. So as entrepreneurs, we're building ourselves as leaders to make sure that we have a better understanding in all areas of the business. So that way, when other people say, hey, I want to know what you're doing, we can lead them, guide them, and put them in the right spot with the right people, with the right communication that they need to move themselves in that direction. So each day that we're in here and we're giving everybody out, the team members that you see within here, the community that you see within here, these are people from all over the world. We've got Canada in here. We got Chicago. We got New York. We got Californians over there, Nevada. I'm down in Texas. So all walks of life from 17 to 75. So if you think that you can't do something, well, that's the mindset that we're talking about. Because if you say you can't, then guess what? You can't. But we're going to show you how to chop off that MT and throw it in the trash and recycle that baby. We're going to show you how that can now be put into capital letters. I can. I will. And those words right there will shift you. But now we're going to have to break you down a little bit more, because if we have to rewire the I can't, then probably you're not respecting and giving love to yourself in the morning when you get up. That's how you kickstart you to know that, hey, you are an awesomeness in a small little package or a big package, depending on your size. I'm 5'10", 145 pounds, and skinny as a toothpick. So my package is my package. Everybody else in here has your own package that you're working with. I am comfortable within my package, this physical body that I was born with. I am comfortable with the way I am today and then what I am given within it. So I don't look at myself in the mirror and try, oh man, I wish I had Botox over here. Oh, I need surgery over there. No, you are special in your own way. I don't care what you look like, because I promise you, you could look just like this man right here if this is what you truly want. You could look like this, all right? So guess what? You're not looking like this. You're looking like this. So stay knowing that you are loved and you're happy within you and everything that you have within that physical body right there, guys. Nobody can take it from you. Nobody can shift anything of it except you. If you want six-pack abs, go work on those six-pack abs. So life is awesomeness as long as that's what you want it to be. So create that which you want within your life, because that's what you desire to have, because it makes you happy. Nobody else. As long as you're happy with the things that you're doing, then you're moving in the right direction, and the universe knows it, and it will bring more happiness to you. And the happier you stay and you keep telling, I like this energy, I like what I'm doing, guess what? The universe knows, hey, he's happy. Let's bring him some more. So each day that I wake up and I'm 6 feet above and my eyes are open and my ears are working and I'm able to utilize my body to move and do the things that I want to do, it's a great day no matter what. So if it's raining outside and Mother Nature's needing to cleanse herself, there's nothing you can complain about it. Go dance in the rain. Go skipping down the trail like Shannon. Grab your little umbrella and go have fun in the rain. Nobody has a problem going dancing in the shower with all the chlorine and all the chemicals. Why not go dance in something that could actually, you never know what's coming out of the sky anymore, but yet I'll take her over that. So every day we get up, guys, and we come in here and we bring this energy. We try to bring this vibration. Not try. I bring this vibration. I bring this frequency. I don't try anything. I know what I'm bringing to the table each day to inspire each one of y'all to stay dedicated. Because if you're not having a good day, then you need to go back to the mirror and reevaluate right quick. And then put yourself in that right frequency, that right tone. And then that tonality that you give back to the universe, or that evilness that's around you. And that's where I give it my deepest tonality. When a darkness is wanting to come around me, it knows when I'm letting it, remove yourself from my presence, my energy, my aura. You're not happening in my life today. So when I see that and I feel it, and I give it that tonality, it's just like when you're talking to a child. You change that tone just a little bit, and you give the eyes. Never had to raise the hand to a child, right? But you give it that little tonality. They know you're speaking, and they know, oh, I need to pay attention. Yes. So give the energy to you just as well like that. Waking up each morning saying, I love you. You're going to have an awesome day because we're going to create it. We're going to make sure we have this as an awesome day. We're going to make sure that the people that we meet and we talk to, they can feel my energy. And when they leave my presence, they're going to leave with a smile. Whether they understood anything that I said or not, they're going to leave with a smile, with a little happiness in their heart and a little kick step as they walk away. Oh, that was fun. Ooh, what did he say? I don't know. It was fun though. Yeah. I have that happen all the time. I can go talk in a crowd of people and people will walk away so energized and so happy, but yet not remember half of what I said or even a quarter of it, but yet walk away feeling something different within them. And that's what we do here every day. We bring something that's going to shift your energies and your vibration within you. And it did that much of it. And in about 45 minutes time frame, and you're going to think it lasted about 5 minutes. Wow, we was only there for 5 minutes. Nah, we was there for 45 minutes. So just imagine if you could come to one of our events where I'm up on stage for a good 45 minutes myself talking. Oh man, the power in the room, the energy. I can bring your vibrations up. I can drop you down in the tunnel, and then I can raise you right back up crying and laughing at the same time. Why? Because we're learning how to make sure that we can communicate on a level that people understand, but yet keep our frequencies where it needs to be. I can communicate in all areas, but my vibration never comes off of my plane. So just know that those that come to you every day with negativity or situations that are going on, it's just a situation. And like JJ always said, that situation has a solution. Why? Because it was probably created by man anyway. So if man created the problem, I promise you it can be fixed. Yes. But if Mother Nature creates something, you just better hang on and ride with it. Because she's got her own fury that no man can even handle or understand or know when she's going to strike. But yet when she wants you to understand what she's about to say, you better hang on. So we've got people in here with fire just like that. 4'10.5" will be talking in a minute. We got a ball of dynamite right there. So good energy this morning. All right, Jen, I see you got your hand up, baby. Go ahead.
It's really quick. So one thing I learned from Jang, he told me, a lot of the time everybody has their own life situation, right? Like even Thomas and I, as much as we're on here, like loving our life, we have things come up, right? That's just normal. And at the end of the day, he tells me to unplug. He's like, people will plug into your energy. So just pretend you're an outlet, unplug all those plugs, embody your best self. And yeah, it really helps. it also helps to zip up. So like pretend you have a little zipper in your belly button and zipper your head all the way up and zipper it all around. So before I start talking to people, I just zip up so that my body stays my energy and their energy stays theirs.
Yes. Yes. Not absorbing the energies from the negativity of others. Being able to understand it, control it, and feel it, and know when it's like, yeah, that's what I talk about, my aura. I've got a blocker on my aura. I'm kind of like Star Trek when they put up the field, put up the force field. Yeah, nothing's coming in after me, So that's what you have to do. Once you get an understanding of it, once you get a better in tuneness, is what me and Julio kind of call it every once in a while. We get in tune with it every morning. Once we get in tune, then we know that we're one with. Nothing is going to harm us. Nothing will ever come around us or be against us when we have his will right there with us. Oh, man, I love it. All right, we're going to pass this on. Miss Shannon had a story that she wanted to share with us this morning. So go ahead, Miss Shannon.
Morning, everybody. So Saturday night, I kind of like unplugged myself from everything. I put my phone down, and I just laid on my bed because I had this worry feeling overcome me. I don't know, it just hit me really hard, and I was worried that I was going to have to go out and find another job. I had this worry, what if things don't work out for me, that I'm going to have to go find another job and I don't know where this came from, but it just hit me hard. And so I took some time for myself. I did an embodiment, and I shut all the lights off, and I just laid there, and then I just went to bed. Did an embodiment, and then I just cleared my mind, didn't think of anything, went to bed. So yesterday, I was in the bedroom by myself. Taylor was in the shower, and I was laying on the bed. I just happened to look back behind me. I was laying on my back, and there's this dollar I have on my wall. It just says, "Thank you for all the money I've been given throughout my life." It's been up there for a few months, and I look at it every single day. And then after that, I got up, and then I would say about 30 minutes later, I just had this rush of happiness. I don't know. I mean, it like hit me, and I started crying. Literally started crying. I felt so happy. Didn't know why. But Taylor came in the bedroom, and he's like, "What's wrong? What's wrong?" I was like, "I'm so happy." He's like, "What do you mean?" He was so confused himself. But I just had this rush of happiness come over me. And I would say a few hours later, I went through my drawers. I was looking for clothes for Vegas, and I came across something that put a big smile on my face. Let's just say I found money in my drawer that I forgot was in there, and it's enough I don't have to worry about going for a job. So, and I just had to share that because, here I'm thinking, I'm going to have to go get another job. I probably shouldn't have quit. And then I just stopped thinking about all that. Did an embodiment. It says, if you can think it and feel it and you can see it, then you can achieve it. I actually listened to Abraham Hicks yesterday, Thomas. I listened to a couple of them, and that was actually before all this happened. So, yeah.
That is awesome. So to have things that you even, like I said, forgot about in a drawer. Wow. Who would have known? But now that, like I said, and guys, you heard of that part. This is the Vegas event's 2.5 weeks away. She's packing already last night. Come on. What? That's okay. I was too. I was laying out, what suit am I going to bring? So it's all good. Excited. But the energies that you can manifest things through the happiness within you, once you get a clarity within your mind and just I got this. I don't need all those thoughts. I don't need all those thoughts. Let me get right here and get within me. And where am I going? Where's my bigger picture? Not just, oh, I got a job. I'm good for the, the next 5 years or 10 years, as long as I stay at this job. No. What if that job leaves? What are you going to do next? Me, I worked in the oil and gas industry. I was used to being laid off for the construction. But when you worked 5 straight years with a good oil and gas industry company that is the top in the leaderboard, I thought I was golden. I thought I was going to be all right. But yet when they gave me that pink slip and it was like, now what? 43 years of age. You got to start all over. Here we go. So that's when I dove into the online world, and I dove head first into it, and I haven't stopped or looked back. So sometimes when you do step away from something that you have been with for so long or doing for so long, that self-doubt and that fear of will always start to come in, because the entrepreneur world does like a roller coaster sometimes. It has its ups and downs, just like the stock market, just like anything else. So you're going to have a flow where people will be ready to do things. You'll have a flow where you're continuously talking with people. You have that's why we say continuously keep people in the pike. And that means you're continuously talking to them, all the way, until they, till the light bulb goes off. So, right. Until then. So just stay diligent with the business, and just know that what you're working on in here with us each day, Shannon, and getting that mindset, was able to, when the self-doubt kicked in, it kicked in so hard, it sucked all the energy out of you. You just wanted to lay in bed and cry, and, just didn't want to be there or whatever. What's going on? I don't feel good, So all of a sudden, all right, I've got to battle this. Now, how can I battle this? How can I get rid of it? Aha, let's go lay down. Let's go do a quick cleanse. Let's go do a little meditation, do some deep breathing, remove thoughts, and then say, okay, what are we working on here? And then you're inside, and then boom, you fall asleep, and it's actually a deep meditation that you're in for that hour, 2 hour period, but you're inside actually fighting and getting rid of and doing what you need to do. Some people can actually get in there and feel themselves doing what they got to do, duking it out, whatever they're doing inside their head. And, some of us can walk around inside there and say, all right, let's go over here today. How far you get within inside of you, or how deep you can get within you, depends on your meditation and your clarity for the cleansing, like she was saying. So once she removed everything and removed all barriers, removed all walls, and said, what am I dealing with? She's standing right in the middle of her matrix, her vortex, and says, I'm lacking monetary funds, but yet I'm not lacking. Why am I feeling this way? I know I'm full of abundance, but why am I feeling like I'm in lack right now? That was that self-doubt. That was that fear, that comfort zone of that job. She's only been gone for how many weeks now? A month? 2 months? 2 months. So 2 months ago, she walked away from her job as an accountant in the corporate world of the market, Walmart. So she had been there for how many years? 10 years. So now that's what we're doing with the rewiring. Even though she's been working on it for a little while, now when you finally step away to actually do this full time, it is a complete, oh shit, sometimes. That's what she had yesterday. But yet she has stayed diligent with the trainings that we have been giving and the understanding of, let's work on it. She worked on it, and then all of a sudden she walked to the door and said, okay, I'm just going to start packing. Got her mind completely off of the lack of. So if you're not thinking of the lack of, then it's not continuously rolling. So she removed the thought of the lack of, and then said, all right, where's my happy spot? We're going to Vegas. Thomas and Carol's going, Jen's going. We're all going to be meeting up for 4 or 5 days, So that happiness brought her to where what she had forgot, that stack that she needed to be able to say, I'm okay. So now what did that bring? More happiness. So now she set it right back aside and knows that the life is flowing the way it needs to be, because she put clarity and focus to it of happiness. So you're waking up every day with happiness and love to you, like we're telling you, then you can bring that energy throughout that time frame that you have that slight situation throughout the day. Not everybody has the opportunity to just go lay down in bed in the middle of the day as an entrepreneur, but yet you have 5 or 10 minutes that you can go sit in your car, not turn on the radio at all, and get you a quick meditation. Einstein and Benjamin Franklin and all of them, They had different sleep patterns just as well. Why? Because they worked for themselves. If they had a thought process, they got up at that 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning, and the books that I read, some of them, their wives would reach over, he'd be off over in there. You know, yeah. Why? Because when creativity hits, don't stop it. You know, don't be the hampering force for that talent that and that creativity that you have within inside of you. So if it hits you at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, wake up, sit on the side of bed and say, I'm listening. And then grab that pen and that piece of paper and say, I'm ready to receive whatever information y'all woke me up for, and start listening, because there's going to be more that you can get yourself in tune with and start understanding the bigger picture like we're talking about all the time. There's a pen and a notepad right beside our beds. Why? Because there's something that's always going to pop into your head and you never know when.
Mm-hmm.
So take it each day. Have fun with it. This is your life. How do you want to create it? Where do you want it to be? Where do you want to go? Not where your mom and dad's going. You know, I hear the children, not children, but the 21, 22-year-olds just getting out of high school, you know, and then having to deal with, you know, mom and dad, oh, mom is all over my butt right now. She's still right. Where are you going? What you doing? Who you with? You know, what time you going to be back? Not let me live my life. Okay, well, then what are you doing to make sure you're moving yourself in a direction instead of just willy-nilly in off of their money? We have a 17-year-old in here making over $100,000 a year, you know, all within because he followed the instrumentational platform, you know. So what do you want to do? How much you want to make? There's no limitations. There's no cap. You're the only one that puts the cap on you. You know, if you get to a job and they say this is all you're going to be able to make this year, you know, on this job's task that you're doing, the skill that you're doing, you're only going to make $45,000 to $55,000 a year. That's it. All right, cool. If you want more, then either you get another job or you get another education to move yourself in a different realm or have 2 jobs, you know, whatever. You're going to do whatever you have to do to have the monetary funds within your life. So why don't you do things that make you happy? Why don't we do things that actually are a passion to us? You know, we probably have a better flow of happiness and love throughout the entire world if things actually people got up and did the things that they truly wanted to do, you know? And a lot of people don't understand everything that you want to do, you can make money in it in some shape, form, or fashion, you know? And if it's a passion for yours and you say, well, I like this, it's a passion to me. Well, you're working for him though. If it's a passion to you, why don't you start your own? Well, I never thought of it that way. This is easier. I don't know the business side. Well, go to school. Get some books. You know, the knowledge is key. Knowledge is out there. Knowledge is how we have created everything we already have within this world. We are the next creators. Our kids that we have are coming up. My 24-year-old, that's the next creator. You know, that's the next person that's going to have an invention that's going to shift either himself, the life, or the world, you know? Whether or something in his community. Same thing with all our creativity that we see within here this morning. All these faces and these voices that we see in here this morning. Let it out. No. Let it shine. Woo. All right, we're going to pass it on to Brother Julio.
Thomas, you know, we talk about it all the time and being co-creators, you know. So what did Shannon do? Shannon said, I'm not going to operate in this doubt. I'm not going to operate in this restriction. I don't even know why this thing came over me at this moment. And she took a second. You know, we all have that capability within us. You know, self-doubt, I'm sorry to say, but it's constantly, you know, it may constantly be there. It may or may not constantly be there, but you have the choice, you know, to say, okay, I don't want to think this way. I don't want to operate this way. You know, we're co-creators in our day. So whatever you spend time and energy towards, that's what you'll manifest. So she decided she wasn't going to manifest negativity. She wasn't going to manifest lack. She wasn't going to say, hey, you know what, regardless of how I'm feeling right now, I'm not going to operate in this, but I'm going to operate in something greater. And what did she do? She controlled her thoughts. She took a break for a second. She calmed herself for a second. She collected herself. And she's like, I don't want to operate like this. And she retrained herself to say, okay, I'm going to do something given. It came in the form of her seeing $1, and then she, you know, manifested something she already had within her grasp, something that was already given to her. Boom. And she realized it, and it took her someplace else. Well, we all have that same capability. You know, we don't have to operate in lack. We don't have to operate in can'ts. We don't have to function that way. We really just, we don't. You know, Yes, I'm going to my place of employment, but understand, I'm simply leveraging this. I'm gaining a new understanding every single day, and I'm growing every single day, because this walk is a process. Whether you're trying to reframe your business sense, you're trying to enhance yourself mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally. Every day I'm working towards become a better person within myself, and a lot of that comes with you learning what it is to control your emotions. Your emotions they'll mislead you constantly. The human beings are the only creatures on earth where we can be happy and joyous, and we can have so much joy in one heart, and the next second, boom, we could be depressed, and we could be thinking negative thoughts, or out of nowhere it comes to us, and we have no idea why we're feeling overwhelmed, or we have no idea why we're feeling captivated by this emotion or whatever. But you have the power, you have the ability to control your emotions and control your thoughts. So you can create an atmosphere, you can create power, you can create authority, you can create a better place of employment, you can create better wealth for yourself, you can create anything that you so hope and desire to. But you have to believe it within yourself. You have to know that you have that control over yourself. You're creating your destiny every single day by what you're willing yourself to do or not to do. So if you receive life in lack, if you receive life in cancer, then that's what you're going to manifest. That's what's going to come about. That's how you're going to operate. But if you say enough is enough and I'm no longer going to function this way, I'm going to operate off of a higher frequency. I'm going to operate off of things that I hope for and things that I desire. You know what? I might not be a millionaire right now, but I will be soon. Okay, now let me start thinking about how I can do things in order to get me there. Let me practice better financial habits. Let me practice better stewardship when it comes to my money. Let me start saving my money. Let me start investing my money. Let me see where I can start up a business. I mean, it's all about your frame of mind in order to get to the destiny that you so hope for, that you desire. But it's up to you. You can create that thing. You can create that. If you receive that your life is only going to be mundane, if you receive that your life is only going to be, whatever, then that's what it's going to become. But if you say, you know what, I don't like this, I don't want this, I want something greater for myself, I want change, I want growth, I want maturity, I want wealth, I want to be spiritually inclined, I want to be healthy, whatever that is, you can manifest that. But it's up to you. You have to will yourself to do such a thing every single day. You can control every thought that ever comes in your mind. You can control those thoughts. So stop thinking that authority over yourself, over your being, but you've got to take that thought, any thought that is contradictory to what you want and what you hope for and what you desire and the things that you're trying to manifest, and say, okay, this doesn't belong here. Let me begin to train my mind to think differently. And some of us have so much garbage within ourselves that we need to pick up a book. We need to sit there and put our earbuds in and listen to something, because it's not already in us. We need to obtain something greater. That's one of the reasons why we come on these morning motivations, because we're continuously retraining our minds. We're continuously reframing our minds and our thought process to know and believe that we have greatness within ourselves, and that greatness is attainable. For so long, we've all operated in what the world tells us how we should live and how we should say this or say that, or how we should act or how we should talk, or hey, they tell us, hey, if we do X, Y, and Z, then we'll eventually get a home, and we'll eventually get a job, and we'll eventually go to school, and we'll have the white picket fence, and we'll have all of these things. Well, that's proving to not be successful. So it's up to you. The systems that are in place in the world aren't necessarily helping us to become the best version of ourselves. So that's entirely up to you. And this is what I mean. We can't rely on another person to bring about our happiness. We can't rely on another person to bring about our wealth. We can't rely on another person to bring about our spiritual health. To bring about the greatness that we want to manifest within ourselves. It's up to you as an individual to take hold of your life, to take control of your life and operate in that authority, because you have all the authority over yourself. You can transition and change into something greater, but you have to believe it within yourself. And when you begin to believe it, you begin to operate in different principles. There begins to be a shifting that takes place within yourself. I only discovered these things. I've been serving the Lord since I was 18. I'm a believer, guys. So I've been serving God since I was 18 years old. I'm 36 now, about to be 37. And I've been practicing and reading and all, and a lot of things, but I didn't understand that there in certain ways, because my thought process hadn't changed. I was shooting myself in the foot, you know. I would say one thing and then cancel that exact same thing out, you know. But being with an awesome group like this, coming to a morning motivation, has helped to retrain my thought, reformulate the way that I operate. And can I tell you this morning that things are different every single day? My life is changing every single day. My life is growing. I got up this morning, and you know, Roxana is kind of just like, oh, you know, what's wrong with you? And I'm like, what? She's like, you're not moving fast, and you're not, you know, hurrying up to do this, and you're not hurrying up to do that. And I said, it's Monday morning. And she's just like, I know. Don't you have to go to work? And I go, yeah, I do. I said, so I have to be in a hurry, and I have to operate in anxieties, and I have to be in a, you know, in a rush and doing this? I said, no, I've been blessed with another day. So I'll start my day with my thank yous, and I'll go ahead and I'll see God's face, and I'll tap into my source. And then past that point, I'll see how things go, and I'll see how things flow. I said, but I'm going to operate in peace. I'm going to operate in stability. I'm going to operate in confidence. You know, I'm going to speak and live out my day how I want and how I choose. I'm not going to function like that, you know? So I'm like, I've been blessed with a position and a job where I can go ahead and I can go in there as long as I get my job done. As long as I go in, it's not necessarily about that time clock, you know? So I'm like, why operate in anxieties? Why operate in, you know, I feel like the world is constantly hurried. They're always on a hustle and bustle. And I'm like, I refuse to operate like that. And she's like, oh, you're not worried about traffic? I'm like, no. She's like, well, it's getting later in the day. You know, if you don't get out of the house early. And I go, I'm not worried about it. Traffic's going to flow smoothly all the way to work. So I left my house later, yet I still got to, normally it takes me about an hour to get to work. It took me 33 minutes. I'm about 2 blocks away from my job. Normally it takes me an hour. I'm taking my time and I'm enjoying and then the Lord, at the same time, the Lord parted traffic like the Red Sea. He said, I got you, my son. I got you, my son. Don't worry about it. Why? Because I'm manifesting peace in my day. I'm manifesting greatness in my day. And you say, hey, Julio, that's something so simple. Come on, really? Can it just be like, yes, it is something that simple. You can manifest whatever you choose to, but it's up to you, guys. It's up to you. So you can co-create your day in a great way, or you can create your day in a negative way, but it's up to you. You have to. I don't advise you do the negativity route. We know what that's about. We know where that's getting us. It's time to let there be a switching. Can I tell you, Thomas? Can I tell you, all you guys? I feel right now as if there's a humongous wave of power, a wave of entrepreneurism, a wave of movement, a wave of growth, a wave of transition right now that is taking place, not just here in the morning, but in the world, around the globe, because the world is changing. Jen put it in the comments. The world is moving into an automated system. So things are transitioning. It's up to us to grow and move and change with the times. It's up to us to take that and grab that. I thank God that we're at the forefront of this. And it's making me a better person. It's helping me to grow, helping me to mature, helping me to change my atmosphere and help to assist those around me and those who I'm connected with. And a large part of that is because I made a change and a transition. And I decided to come to a morning motivation. I decided that I wanted more out of my life. You know, you guys can have that more too. You have to operate in it though. It's up to you. Nobody could do that for you. It's up to you. It's up to you to do the heavy lifting. We can lead you. We can lead you in what to do and what to practice and so forth. But it's entirely up to you. We can't do it for you. Will yourself to do great things this morning, tomorrow, and every day after. Love you guys, man. Be blessed.
Love the fire. Love the passion. Jen, you got something after that.
Yeah, I just wanted to touch upon what Julio said. So it's funny because I was talking to Caitlin, and Caitlin and I were joking around one time, and I guess she was going to see her sister to do some yoga in Mexico, and her sister's on the phone with her like, hey, you know, like, you should get to the airport, like, you know, get in, check in, like, the airport's going to be a disaster, it's going to be a mess. And Caitlin's like, no, it's not. It's not. I'm going to show up at the airport. Everything is going to be smooth. People are just going to be cool. And so she gets to the airport. It's usually really crazy busy. And because she set that intention, she's like, yeah, just walked right in and checked in. And it was so crazy about intention setting. And if you think everything's going to be chaos and you're going to get stuck in traffic and all this shit's going to happen, probably is. But if you set your intention that everything's going to be smooth, just the way you want it, then you're literally putting that out into the universe. We're all energy. So it'll move and it'll create and it'll shift for you depending on what you're thinking.
Yes, that's right. He has the Bruce Almighty this morning, Mr. Julio. It's I got all these horses and nowhere to run, so put the way. So now he gets to work in a faster time. Yay! So it's intention every day. And with that intention that we tell you to put it within here first, saying I love you, now it flows out into the day. Like she said, now you're putting into the intention because in your bathroom, you're brushing your teeth and you're saying your gratitudes and all that stuff. Well, you're thinking about your day and what you have to accomplish because you've already written down, because we teach people, put it on a schedule. Have a notepad that you have. All right, this is my things that I need to accomplish today. These are my top 3 that I need to knock out for sure, no matter what. So, when you leave that house, at what time I got to leave here, I need to be here at such and such time. All right, cool. I'll get there at that time. Then you're going to take care of the day. And like you said, the traffic's flowing, no problems. Get there. All the red lights are mine. I go to take care of my errands. Everybody's got a smiling face. I walk in, I take care of my business, and I walk right out. And then you come home and I wasn't supposed to be home till 5 o'clock, but you finished everything early and you're home at 3 o'clock. Wow, you got 2 more hours. Dive into some training, dive into some books, dive into something that's going to increase that mind a little bit. You got a few moments to yourself, do some yoga stretching, do some Tai Chi, do some, go to the gym, whatever, So as an entrepreneur, you'll find that scheduling your time frame opens up a whole lot more time freedom because you're not wasting time on things that aren't beneficial, aren't moving you in the right direction, your business in the right direction. So schedule time, be ready, set intentions for that day. Having fun with it. I love it. This is fun. All right, go open it up to the table before we pass it on to Mr. Ryan. Anybody got anything that they want to bring out about the message today? Crystal, go ahead. I see your hand up.
Hi. Yes. So first time talking. I've wanted to talk for a while here, but I just feel so comfortable with you guys and I've only been on the program probably for, I'd say on and off for about 3 weeks, quite consistently the last week and a half. And I've just picked up and grabbed so much information that I just feel my days are going smoother. Even if I wake up in the morning, I listen to the program talking about setting intentions, and I don't physically actually set my intention, but I'm just kind of thinking through what you guys are saying. It's helping. It's working. It's made a drastic change within myself. My kids notice it. My husband notices it. And I had shared in our group chat before that I woke up one morning and my kids were kind of battling each other. And my son was getting frustrated with something, which is a problem that we have quite consistently. He's easily frustrated. And having this on in the background with my Bluetooth going so I can walk around and get ready in the morning, my 11-year-old went to my son, who's just only 16 months younger, and said, "What's wrong, buddy?" And he started to kind of get all worked up about his problem and his frustration. And she said, whoa, take a deep breath. It's not the intentions that you want for today. And I just stopped and I was just like, holy cow. The sponges, their little brains just soak up absolutely everything that they just hear and may not even be paying attention to. And I told my girlfriend this story. She's struggling big time right now. She's got a lot of depression. She's been unemployed for over a year. And I told her about our chats in the morning, and I encouraged her to come on Zoom and get in, interactive and just even listen, because that's all that I've been doing. She's not a morning person, so I gave her your YouTube channel, and she did listen to a couple of them, and she said that she definitely felt better afterwards. And so I was talking about her intentions, and she's been manifesting a lot of sorrow, a lot of hurt within her heart, and a lot of past trauma that is starting to rise to the surface. And I said that she really, really, really needs to focus on all these things that we've been talking about every day. And the change in just a week with her that I have seen too, it's just amazing how this can just soak in and do so much good for a person. And it's so easy. It's so easy. The hardest part, and I've said this multiple times, is retraining my own brain to think better, to think properly, to think, you know, what's right for me, not what's society doing to me. Focus on you. This is your life. This is your soul. This is your path on this earth. And we may get more than one. We never really will know if that's true. But for today, for now, for this moment, you need to work on you and think of you and dive deep within you and really just focus on your life, your happiness, and where you want that path to lead you. So I just wanted to share the change that has happened and how it's just had my heart swelling with so much pride for not really even doing anything. So yeah, so I just wanted to share that this morning.
We thank you. Thank you for that. Yes, we read that the other day when you had put it out. We read it, and yes, that's just awesomeness in general, and that's what we talk about every day, is the love, and you are not having to do anything major at all. No major lifting, no major anything, except a few words that we give to ourselves. That changes everything once we start giving it to us. You know, we can say, yes, I love you, child. You know, my child, I love Chase. You know, that's my son's name. I love you, Chase. Yeah, because I was part of his creation. I was there to see him born. I was there to see him to the age of 24 that he's at now. Yes, I do love him, but I know he's on his own journey. And I've known that all my life. So raising him, I've, you know, let him nourish his creativity side, whatever he wanted to do, whatever he wanted to get into. I made sure that I nourished it. So he knew that whatever he wanted to do, he was the one that was setting the intention for the creation of what he was doing. And whatever he got into, he was the one that had to pay the consequences depending on what it was. You know the policies, procedures, know the laws, all that stuff in your life. Same thing with an organization. When you get into one, read the policies and procedures. Know what you're getting into. Know what it's all about. Know where their true heart is at. You know, because I like ours. You know, we have true body health, true relationship health. We'll bring true financial health. Simple as that. When you get everything else in balance, then everything just releases the stress, the blood pressure, the anxieties, the fears, the self-doubts. And it's like, I know what I got and I know what I can do. And I know no matter where I get put in whatever situation, I will come out.
Thomas, isn't it fantastic how sound can alter an atmosphere? That's what she did. She said she hasn't been interjecting, and that's fine because we've all seen her on there. No judgment. That's exactly what we encourage a lot of people to do. We ask you to share, but we don't obligate you to share because some people need to come and just receive. But she turned up the volume and she turned up the sound and she allowed that sound and that frequency of positivity spoken every single morning to operate and go about her house. And it changed the atmosphere, which therefore it's changing how she's thinking, which therefore is changing how it inspired her to speak to another person and change how somebody else is changing. And it's changing her children through sound, and operating on a different frequency, a frequency of positivity.
A frequency of positivity. Yes. All right. So has anybody else got anything? That was awesome. Thank you, Crystal, for sharing that very powerful message that a lot of people will get to hear. Christy, was you got your hand up? Yes. Okay, go ahead.
Hey. So, good morning. You were talking about intentions, like you always do, what our intention is with something that happens, and got to have the intentions in place before something occurs. The other thing I was thinking too, it's about our perceptions. So when something happens, I read something, I see something, and if I operate in a frame of mind where, like say I don't trust people or I doubt things, then when I read something of somebody else's, I'm going to lean towards that as my perception of what those people put out. And so I was just thinking how important it is to have our set of perceptions in a good alignment of not only for what we put out. Sorry, I got a call. So that was it. Thank you much. Have a wonderful week.
up. I'm sitting here chatting. Thank you for that. All right. Yes. No, thank you, Christy, for coming out on that. And it's our words that we give out, our stories that we tell on here that people will see on the recordings of YouTube. And it will help those that are in a darkness or in a different funk place. So, y'all can give that link out as well, and the Zoom link. When people say, hey, I want to know more about this morning motivation, connect with them, chat with them for a section, let them know what it's about, and then give them the Zoom link. And then that way they can come in as well.
Can I add something to that thought, Thomas?
Yes.
Guys, what's the story you're telling yourself? We often talk about listening to people because we're able to better understand a person and their situation and where they're coming from. But what's the story that you're telling yourself about yourself? Not about other people, not about other people's situations, but about you, yourself, and your situation. You have the power and the authority to rewrite that story, whatever that story is. Doesn't matter how old you are, how young you are, or whatever your current reality is, may or may not be. We understand that there's certain factors that may be facts, but you can change those things. You can grow past those things. You can restructure your atmosphere. You can restructure your situation. And most importantly, you can restructure your story. What's the story you're telling yourself? Begin to tell yourself a greater story today.
A greater
They just change your life.
And like Jen said, step out of that BS story that you keep telling over and over and over that it really hasn't gotten you anywhere in life. You're telling yourself that same story over and over, and you're telling everybody else that story over and over. We want to know where you want to go. We don't dwell in BS around here. We move up out of it so we can smell a little bit better and know that our life is a whole lot greater. It doesn't have to be in that lack mindset anymore. You're only there because you choose to be. You're only in that thought process because that's what you want. You want something different? Manifest it. Make it happen. All right, Brother Ryan, we're going to pass it off to you. Brother Ryan gets in here and he reads a lot of books and, mails out books to team members, and they share books back and forth and book clubs and you name it. But he always grabs a message out of something and brings it to the table for us to be able to hear today. To know that the things that we talk about, it's not something we're trying to bring something new to teach. So, JJ, thank you for coming out today, guys. He's got the Kong Brothers show that he will be hosting this morning, so y'all can catch that. And then also we have Jen will be at 10 PST. Mr. Julio will be on an interview with Miss Jen this morning, so y'all can catch that. That's another awesome one. So, Brother Ryan, go ahead.
Awesome. Good morning, everyone. Just wanted to touch on Shannon's message that hit home with me big time. Kind of going through the same stuff. I got to return to a conventional JOB here for just temporary where I get this thing rolling enough to support me full time. So, yeah, I kind of had the same feelings over the weekend, and yeah, that message really resonated with me. So. And for today, it's great. This message that I have, piggybacking off of what we've been talking about, like usual. So, once again, it's from The Voice of Knowledge by Don Miguel. It's about those 70,000 thoughts we have every day, like we've touched on already here this morning. How to steer those things in the right way. So. It is obvious that the voice of knowledge is a story talking by itself. As soon as an idea hooks your attention, your story goes in that direction. Then it takes you anywhere and everywhere without any direction. Every idea is repeating itself. And there are so many ideas in your head competing for your attention that the voice is changing from one moment to the next. I compare the voice of knowledge to a wild horse that is taking you wherever it wants to go. You have no control over that horse. But if you cannot stop the horse, at least you can try to tame it. I tell my apprentices, once you learn to tame the horse, you will ride the horse, and thinking becomes a tool that takes you wherever you want to go. If you don't believe that voice, it becomes quieter and quieter and speaks to you less and less until it stops talking. If you have to talk to yourself, then why not be friendly? Why not tell yourself how beautiful and wonderful you are? Then at least you have someone to talk to when you're alone. But the voice in your head is nasty and abusive, but it's no fun at all. That voice is telling you lies, it's letting you know why you should be ashamed of yourself or why your beloved doesn't love you, and it's better to be quiet. I encourage you all to harness that wild horse. Tame those thoughts. Much love.
Much love. Thank you, brother. Power every time. The words that are coming out and the things that are being read. You listen and you pay attention, implement a lot of these things within your life, like the stories that you've heard this morning of people implementing different little things in their lives. And it does rub off. People will see it. It is infectious. It's contagious. And why not? Wouldn't everybody want to be happy? Don't you want to have a happy smile on your face? Don't you want to extra have that kick in your step? I know we do. We enjoy it very much every day. So one more time to the floor before we pass this on to Miss Shannon. Anybody else got anything they want to bring to the table?
I just want to say what Julio was saying earlier about everyone always being in a rush and everything. I find myself doing that sometimes, and this morning, I get up, Thomas, 2, 3 in the morning sometimes, like that all the time. But I got up this morning and figured I was going to be late getting over here where I needed to get to over here in Sunny D, because I'm over here in Dayton, New Jersey, and then after I leave here, go get the tank washed over here in Newcastle, Delaware. But I stopped off, let the doggy out, got me a little coffee and all that things, and was just taking my time this morning. And usually coming through like the Virginia area and Delaware and Maryland, the traffic's always messed up. And with him saying that just a minute ago, it's like, just like you were saying, it kind of like, it is parted, because I ended up getting here like 37 minutes early this morning. So, there's no reason to rush, guys. Just take your time, enjoy life.
I see it. What is it? Alabama has the song out. I'm in a hurry and I don't know why. I rush and rush. Yeah, good song.
That's when bad things happen. When people are in a hurry and they're operating in anxiety and stress and all of those things, you're operating in I don't know. I guess what's the opposite of control? Whatever the opposite of control is, and not having any control. I mean, it's like here, there, everywhere. That's like this. When you're operating like that, you're like, this is how you're doing. Who can function that way? That's not how we were designed to function. We were designed to function off of a greater wavelength. We're designed to function off of peace. We weren't designed to function off of fear, off of anxiety, off of worry. Those are all things that take away from us. They don't add to us. They don't make us better. You could operate off of greater wavelengths, greater frequencies, guys. Will yourself to do that, and you will.
Miss Shannon, are you ready to roll? She's going to wrap us up with some affirmations here. So, guys, we want to thank everybody that's come out and enjoyed this moment with us, this time-space reality of this energy with us. Go out and be the co-creators that you are. If you can, close your eyes and listen to the affirmations that she is about to give out. If you're driving, please keep your eyes open and stay in control of the wheel. But you can listen. We love and appreciate you all, and we want to keep you a little bit longer. So thank you very much for coming out today. Go ahead, Shannon.
My strength is greater than any struggle. I'm fearless. I'm getting stronger every day. I'm in awe of what I am capable of. No one can make me inferior. I know my worth. I inspire others. I do not fear the fire. I am the fire. I've decided that I'm good enough. I'm brave enough to climb any mountain. I choose what I become. I am now creating my life exactly as I want it. I am worthy. I am confident. It is now time for me to